Welcome back to another episode of Owning the Weight podcast. I'm your host, Jillian Tedesco. Joining me today is my lovely co-host, Abby. On this podcast, we talk everything wellness, nutrition, and business. And today's topic is how to navigate late night snacking. We talk about this a lot in the office at work, and we thought, why not just bring this to the podcast and share with you guys?
Yeah, we're big snackers.
Abby's actually the person in charge for ordering snacks for the office.
Yeah.
And what was that platform we were on yesterday looking at snacks?
Thrive Market.
Yeah, tell me
I love Thrive Market.
Tell us why you love Thrive.
So Thrive Market is an online grocer. It's like a membership base. I want to say it's like $60 for the entire year, but you get access to food, a lot of different food products. They have snacks, they have produce, they have meat, they have a bunch of different stuff.
But the main thing is the promise they make, right?
Yes. So I don't know what their promise specifically is, but essentially they're free from like inflammatory oils, and it's just better options for you. And it's so easy to get on there and just get what you need. Like I have mine on a subscription base. So like the same box of snacks for my kids will show up every 2 weeks and restock my pantry for my kids.
Mm-hmm. It says 100% non-GMO foods plus organic and sustainable brands for less. So the idea is less, right?
Yeah. So you get a little bit of a discount. Like you pay for, it's like Sam's and Costco. Like you pay for the membership and then you get a little bit of a discount.
I just love that when you go there, you know you're not going to find any like food dyes
and
stuff like that in the food there. It's just like, that's typical at the grocery stores these days, is finding all those additives. So the more you can eliminate those things from your diet, obviously the better. And there are a lot of healthier options out there.
The only thing that I've bought from there that I haven't been a huge fan of was dried mango. I got it for the office, and it wasn't Costco has better dried mango.
Oh, well, Costco changed their brand. You got to read the ingredient list when you guys are buying snacks. It's so important. And like the first 2 to 3, 4 ingredients on any type of packaged food item is typically the ingredient that is most in that snack. So if the first ingredient is oats and then the second one is sugar, eat. You know, you want to find like 2 to 3 really good whole foods in the ingredient list before you see the word sugar. I mean, that's what I'm looking for. Or you're basically eating something that has probably a lot of sugar in it.
So we're focusing on late night snacking. So why, in your opinion, why do you think late night snacking is such a common thing for so many people?
Oh my gosh, I have so many reasons. I would say top 2 reasons why. 1, it's habitual. And number 2, they don't eat enough during the day. So, I mean, when I think about like my history as a trainer and counseling people through nutrition and just kind of being like a health coach for people, like hearing so many people just don't eat enough, specifically women, we undernourish ourselves. We don't eat enough calories. Anytime I would be coaching women, I always find out they're just not eating enough. And when you start exercising on top of that, your body is requiring calories. And so it increases your appetite. So, and especially cardio. Like if you're doing cardio, it's just, I feel like cardio just makes me hungry. I actually at one point in my life stopped doing cardio because I was trying to control my late night snacking, and it helped because I would just get ravenous the days I would do cardio. Anyways, if you eat more during the day and you satisfy yourself and you get the nutrients that you need, those nutrient dense foods, you're less likely to have all these cravings at night. But there is like this habit too that you have to look at. Am I just eating out of boredom, or is this emotional, or is this comforting? Like all those things take into, food can be very psychological.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So I think those for me are the 2 most common.
Yeah. Mine was, I went through a period of my life where late night snacking, just late night eating, not even snacking, it was every day of my life. I was in retail for so long and I would be out on the floor from open to close in the store, and I wouldn't have time to take a break because we'd be super busy. So I wouldn't eat all day. And then I would finally get home after closing the store, maybe around like 10 p.m. And I'm like, well, I have time to make like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and then maybe some chips with it because that's easy. And then get in the shower and go to bed and do it all over again.
You literally just confirmed what I said.
Yep.
Like just not eating enough during the day. So it's almost like malnourished. You come home, the blood sugar's tanked.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like I call it the bottomless pit.
Dude, I was coasting on E for so long. So long.
Yeah. And a lot of times, when blood sugar drops, we come to the table starving, all inhibitions out the door. We make a lot of bad choices and we eat too many calories, more than we need. And that is, only promotes storing as body fat.
This was pre-Fit Flavors, obviously, because now I have Fit Flavors, so we don't do that anymore.
That's awesome.
We don't know her.
Snap.
Do you still find yourself like late night snacking ever?
Oh, of course. Of course. I have become a very intuitive eater over the years. I've learned to honor my body. And when I want something, I have it. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, do I want a snack? And I'm like, I don't need anything. So not that I don't allow myself, but I try not to snack every night because I know it can become habitual. But there's nights that I like, if I've trained at the gym, like, and I want some chips, like I just eat them. Like it's potato chips. It's not the end of the world.
Right.
I'm not eating the whole bag, but I'm very in tune to like what my body needs. And sometimes I'm like, do I just need to eat another meal? Am I hungry or do I just want a snack? So that's the two different things, specifically like at night. Like if I've eaten dinner and I'm still hungry, am I hungry? Do I just need to eat another meal? And sometimes I'm like, maybe I just need a little more protein and vegetables. And so I'll eat another meal, whether it's like I was saying, I'll have like a salad, trying to put some roughage in my body. I'll put some blueberries on it, some chicken on it, some carrots and apples, and eating a whole food meal rather than eating, I would call them like empty calories,
So besides the salad, what are some of your other favorite go-to?
Oh, my
late night snacks.
Oh, my snacks. My fun snacks. Boulder potato chips. Those ones.
In avocado oil.
Yeah, I love them. They're made without inflammatory oils. You guys, like if you read the ingredients, it literally says potatoes and avocado oil and salt. Like, I feel better about them rather than having inflammatory oils on my potato chips. They're a little more pricey, but I look at it as
they're truly not.
They're truly
they're
$4
maybe
a bag?
like 50. They're like $3.50 a bag, $4 a bag.
Okay.
Which, like, if you're going to get a bag of Doritos.
I just don't buy that stuff. I'm like, I want to buy the quality stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I'm saying, like, if you were to go back or buy a bag of Doritos, it's like the same price.
I also think, too, like, the decisions you make, whether they're really small, like spending the extra 60 cents on the bag of chips, but you do that over years with all the other little small things you do, and you look back in 10 years and you are just better health because of better food choices, those things add up. And that's why I always feel like nutrition is the long game. It's not like today or next month and, my problems are solved or I see these great results. It's more the small decisions you make day over day, week over week, year over year.
Yep.
They really start to compound.
My dad is a really great example of that. He has diabetes. He got diagnosed with diabetes when he was maybe like 40, early 40s. My dad was pushing like 350 pounds. He was in the food industry and he worked in hotels. And so he would work like overnights and then have to work the next day. And then same thing, he wouldn't eat for an extended period of time. And then he'd come home at like 2 a.m. and make whatever what was easy. So like peanut butter jelly sandwiches, like turkey sandwiches, like a lot of processed meat, like things like that. And just over years of doing that, he developed diabetes.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of a common theme with the restaurant industry. Is working all day. You're on your feet. You're working with your hands, and so you don't stop. Which you should. You should just stop. And a lot of times, what happens is when people eat, they feel like it slows them down. I worked with a guy in the past, and he used to say, "Oh, it slows me down." I'm like, "Well, what are you eating? You're probably eating a ton of carbohydrates or sugar. That's not going to give you sustained energy.
No, you're just going to a food coma
for the remainder of your shift." So that's where like eating the lean protein, small amounts of the complex carbohydrates and a lot of fresh vegetables and healthy fats is what's going to give you that sustained energy to keep going and not get that severe crash.
Right.
But holding off and not eating, now you're malnourished, you're under eating, maybe your daily recommended calories. You get home, your body's going to say, feed me, feed me. And that's when, willpower goes out the door because you're hungry. And that's why the snacking just keeps going and going and going.
So how do you think that people can create a nighttime routine that supports like healthier eating habits?
Well, first of all, I want to go on record saying nobody's perfect. Like you have to understand when you're trying to make changes in your lifestyle, acknowledge when you make small changes and are consistent with them for 5 days out of 7. Like that is movement in the right direction. I think sometimes we think we're going to make a change and we're just going to be perfect with it. It takes time. You're changing who you are and how you live and how you operate, and different days bring in different needs and things and timing. And so take that into consideration. But I think, small things you can start to do is consider, am I eating 3 meals a day? Am I eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Start with that. Like if you're not even doing that, don't worry about your snacking. This is kind of like laying the foundation before that. Like, and then if you are still snacking, I would say why. Like you have to figure out why you're snacking. Like I said, is it habitual? Is it emotional? Or are you bored?
Mm-hmm. So how do you feel that late night snacking can kind of impact your overall like sleep quality?
Sure. Well, for one, when you eat food, your body needs to digest it, which is a whole system in your body. And when you go to sleep at night, your body is trying to repair cells. It's detoxing the brain, those type of things. So like that's a different system. And so when your body has food in its belly, let's say you eat and then go to bed within an hour, like you're trying to shut your body down, but now you have the system in your gut trying to digest food, which takes blood, it increases your heart rate, which at nighttime you want to go to sleep, you want to decrease your heart rate, and you want to start to cycle through different hormones and clear out your brain. And so you're creating this like competition within your own body. So to maximize your performance and your body's capacity is to respect the natural systems and flow of almost like circadian rhythm of what your body wants to do at certain times of the day. So I would say you can eat several hours before you go to bed. I mean, like I said, nobody's perfect. We were talking to Lydia before the podcast. She said, I go to the gym late at night. Okay. So then maybe you do eat, but you're not going to go to the gym every night for the rest of your life. So like try to just pay attention, and she's very young, so maybe she might not feel it, but as we age, we feel things a little differently. And if you're trying to establish good habits that are going to sustain you through life, small changes like being attentive to like, hey, I don't want to eat at 9:30 at night. Let me like try to get everything eaten by 7:30, go to bed at 10 o'clock. You should be good and be able to shut down and get good rest.
Mm-hmm. Do you find that your kids like want a late night snack ever?
I mean, maybe. They're not up that late, I guess. Yeah. I mean, sure. If they're active, I mean, I guess it's nothing I'm concerned about right now. If they want my kids don't have a problem sleeping. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think when it's younger, kids are just so resilient. Yeah. Young people are so resilient. It starts like as we age, our bodies just start changing. So those are some of the things you just want to be in tune with your body. But, obviously you're instilling habits in your kids as well. So just not making it around dieting with kids, but hey buddy, like let's try to get all our food in so we can, our bodies can work on resting and sleeping at night. So just talking to your kid, very simple and basic, and
making it more like lifestyle.
Yeah. But related. Not like if your kid's hungry, you got to feed your kid, so just using your common sense.
Dude, last night, Ray and I, we got into bed. It was probably like 8:45.
Oh, nice and early.
It's the earliest that we've gotten in bed in a long time.
Wow.
And so we get into bed and it's like 8:45. And then Raven looks over at me and he goes, you want some ice cream?
Is that AKA I want ice cream?
Yes. Because like, Lord forbid, like I snack like without him, or he snacks without me. And so
Isn't that funny?
Yes, I do want some ice cream. Absolutely.
Do you have clementines?
Yeah, we have it in the freezer.
Which flavor did you have?
Italian butter cookie. It's the best one.
Yeah.
That one and salted caramel cookies and cream.
Salted caramel cookies and cream. Okay. Wow. That's like 2 flavors in one.
Dude, it is like a party in your mouth. It is so good.
I swear this is not an ad for clementines, but if you guys know
but it also is.
I love clementines.
They ship, don't they ship like nationwide?
They do. They do. Actually, I bought clementines for my sister for her birthday. She took off work the day the package arrived. not because of that, but she took off work and she goes, oh my God, I sat home and tried every clementine you bought me. She goes, this was the best gift ever. Thank you so much. I never want anything else. You can just get me this for my birthday and Christmas every year. Thank you. Love you. Goodbye.
Oh, it's so good. What was her favorite one? Did she tell you?
I think it was Italian butter cookie.
Oh, it's literally, it's the best one. You can't go wrong.
Wow.
So can you share any stories where you successfully changed your late night snacking habits?
Ooh, I know we were talking about eating a bowl of cereal before. I used to always
love cereal.
So, for those of you guys who don't know, a long time ago, I did have I would call it an unhealthy relationship with food. And believe it or not, I was scared to eat cereal. I wouldn't allow myself to eat cereal for years. And then as part of my healing journey, I wanted to allow myself to eat cereal. So I started eating cereal in a way to almost like reverse mind fuck myself. Like, you're going to eat the cereal. Nothing
like it doesn't have power over you.
Nothing bad's going to happen to you kind of thing. And I remember honestly, I remember the first time I ate a bowl of cereal late at night, I kept looking at Jason thinking like, what is he thinking of me? All in my head. That's how distraught I used to be. Yeah, it was a lot of mental warfare. And eating a bowl of cereal late at night was a part, honestly, of my healing journey to get used to eating. If I wanted a carbohydrate, I could have it. And it, nothing was Yeah. But then I started eating it probably for a couple years at night. I got really comfortable with eating it. And then I was like, I don't need this at night. So cutting that back out again. And actually now I don't really eat cereal anymore. It used to be one of my comfort foods. I loved cereal. I just don't think about it anymore.
Yeah.
Now I'm on this Clementines kick.
Same, clearly.
I think for me though, just changing habits, I would say around eating it, for me, it's just making sure I get enough nutrition throughout the day. I can't emphasize that enough, but the days that maybe like stuff is going on at work and I skip maybe just one meal, maybe I don't have my lunch or I don't have my breakfast, I always feel it in the evening. And when I reflect back, I'm like, I didn't properly nourish myself. So the biggest impact I've made on my late night is fueling my body throughout the day. I know it sounds so basic and that's not what you're expecting me to say. You're expecting me to say some willpower thing. It's not. It's just been properly fueling myself during the day. And taking into consideration too, if I have a intense workout or activity where I'm active, maybe I'm playing golf, I try to eat more calories that day to replenish. It's been huge.
Something for me that I knew before coming to Fit Flavors, but I've really like learned and understood with being at Fit Flavors is nutrition is so basic. Like whenever you dial it back, it's so easy to understand. However, it's difficult to implement whenever you've lived a certain lifestyle for so long.
It's just about
one
changes.
step at a time.
Yeah. What do you think was one of the big, small changes, but it was a big impact that you made in your life over the last year or two?
Portion control.
Oh,
for me.
Was it specifically the size of the meal or the portions of the macronutrients?
The portions of the macronutrients.
Gotcha.
Not
eating enough protein.
Correct. Not eating enough protein and too many carbs.
And not enough vegetables.
Yeah. Not enough veggies. Yeah. Fiber, guys.
Yeah.
You need fiber.
Yeah.
That was actually one of my goals, like for this year, was to really focus on my fiber intake. I've been slacking a little bit, but it's something that I will say, like I've noticed, and I've put the most thought into it ever that I have in my life. Like I can't say I've ever thought of fiber.
I always see you drinking those Olipop. How much fiber is in an Olipop? 9?
I think like 7 to 9, depending on what flavor you have.
I mean, boom, right there is like, that's a lot of prebiotic fiber you can get in your diet just by having a drink.
Well, Olipop, I think we've talked about this on the podcast before, whenever we had Mindy on the podcast. We had a fiber focused podcast, but we were talking about Olipop specifically because they have their own blend as opposed to like Poppy and like the other kind of like fiber based drinks. But Olipop has their own blend of fiber, and they actually, I think they're the drink like on the market, like the fiber soda drink that has like the most fiber, which is cool.
We sell them at Fit Flavors.
Yeah, you should pop in and get one.
What's your favorite flavor? She goes, I'm drinking a play on, was it Sprite or Mountain Dew the other day?
No. Yeah, they came out with a new flavor, what's it called? Mountain Mist, I think, or something like that. And it's supposed to taste like Mountain Dew. It's okay. It's not my favorite. It's not my least favorite. It's like in the middle. My favorite is strawberry vanilla.
Okay.
Or cherry vanilla.
Sal likes that banana cream. I'm like, ooh.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I like that one.
Like drinking a banana juice. I don't know. It's just weird. I'm like, I just can't get down with the banana cream.
Or there's one that tastes like Dr. Pepper. Doc Pop, or what is it? Do you know? Doc Pop or something like that. But it tastes like Dr. Pepper, and it tastes just like it. It just, you're missing the carbonation. But I like it. I enjoy them very, very much. So we're going to wrap things up. Is there any advice that you would give to someone that's trying to break the habit of late night snacking?
Honestly, my 2 things. Make sure you're fueling yourself throughout the day. So ask yourself, did I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Or did I eat whole foods? Question number 1. Question number 2, when you go to snack, don't just shame yourself and have guilt, because that's a whole nother thing. But like, ask yourself, am I hungry? Am I emotional, or am I just habitual? Is this just a habit I'm just doing, like this hand to mouth thing? Like my mom used to say, every time she'd sit down to read a book, she'd have to eat. And it was just like it was a habit with the reading. So she moved from where she was sitting to just try to break the habit of sitting in the rocking chair and eating.
That's really smart.
That was given to her by a registered dietitian. So
that's smart.
just little things like that. So just mindfulness and then reflection as, did I eat my stuff? So I would say don't expect to be perfect, but like start looking at, did I eat throughout the day and why am I eating right now?
Mm-hmm. Mine would be those things, but also if you do find yourself late night snacking, like maybe introducing items that have a little bit better source of ingredients. Like I like to keep on hand. I make these like stuffed dates with peanut butter and chocolate and sea salt on top of them. They're so good. I love them. And so I always have them on hand, like in my freezer and my fridge. I prep them like every Sunday or every other Sunday. And that's like, if I want like chocolate, that's what I'm going for.
That's
instead
awesome.
of going and get like a candy bar.
Yeah. Or something processed.
Yeah.
That's really good. I was saying earlier too, sometimes I'll just have like a little bit of dark chocolate.
It's so
just
good.
a couple squares.
You can't go wrong.
What's that brand that we really like that's dairy free?
Hue?
Yes. HU.
Yes.
Great products. I can't speak highly enough about them. The bars are a little expensive, but I mean, you're getting
it's worth it.
So many servings, 4 or 5 servings out of every bar. So it's just you're having 2 little blocks. So put the good quality stuff in your body and your body will thank you.
Yep.
Well, thanks guys for tuning in. This podcast is sponsored by Fit Flavors. We are a local brand here in St. Louis. If you've never come in and check us out, we have all of our ready to heat and eat meals ready for you at your fingertips. So stop in and give us a try. But we will catch you next time.
Bye.